So technical analysis, what is it and why is it important? Well, we're going to get into it in this little section because I think it's good to have a fundamental base of why it's important and understanding some of the terminology as well. But most important thing is people often pay lip service to it at the start in terms of how to do it and what it actually means. We're going to come through a lot of phrases that I will be repeating a lot, and the most of the new people in the space will want to go, right, let's go. Whether you're investing in the stock market, whether you're investing in crypto, or even into the foreign exchange market, right? Everyone wants to trade. Everyone wants to get into it without understanding how technical analysis works as a basis, and also how to build a strategy, which is what you're going to learn throughout this whole entire course. So the obvious, what is it? It's a discipline to evaluate investments and to identify trading opportunities via data such as price movement and volume. We will get into it in more detail in terms of how to set it all up and how to look at it at an obvious standpoint, but it is literally to evaluate. Remember that word. Tools are used to interpret data easier in a form of an indicator that could affect changes in price and momentum of an asset. Why? People will be looking at said indicator, said price movement, said element on the screen, and that is when emotion will kick in. Why prices move. When things go mad, it's often because something's triggered. Then all the influencers and all the people and the analysts on Bloomberg, etc., will start talking about said thing, that it's done something for the first time in so long, and that creates even more price going up. To interpret the data, you've got to see the data as well. That's why it's important. If you're often late to the party and you're seeing it on the news, well, it's already gone essentially, right? This was obviously first introduced in the late 1800s by Charles Dow, known as the Dow theory. There's many different theories, there's many different things that have changed over the course of this period. However, as we're getting more into the technology age, the world has changed in terms of technical analysis and putting on stock bids and stuff like that. It used to be through the phone. It used to be in the newspaper. You used to get the data on the newspaper, and then people would call up to buy stocks on a phone line to like Wall Street and stuff. It was mad. It's changed massively. It's all at our fingertips right now. We can, if done right, build an empire through your smartphone, through technical analysis, through investing in stocks in crypto and stuff like that, without having to worry about real big deep knowledge, because it's all learnable. It's all, practice makes perfect, right? And this is one thing that's a huge important thing about why technical analysis is, in my opinion, often overlooked when you're looking at your research element of any asset. Over the decades, there's been many different patterns and signals developed. We will talk about those, the different types of theories out there, in terms of how to read data, but these are often used as an edge. It's technically called an edge for investors to, pick stocks, or traders to find opportunities in the short term. It's important that you remember that. Technical analysis is a tool that should be used for probability instead of certainty. I'm going to be using that phrase a lot. It's probability. It's putting the odds in your favour, right? It's a bit of a psychological kind of nightmare for a lot of people, but new people in the space will find an indicator, will see it being talked about as a real good influence from an influencer, that, oh, look at this, it's going to happen, as certainty. Then you start over risking and start putting money on the line when realistically you haven't understood the element of the indicator. Sometimes it goes wrong. Quite a lot of time it does go wrong. If everyone's gunning for the same way, yeah, you can see the picture. And technical analysis can be used with forms of research in multiple markets, not just finance. You can do technical analysis data on a lot of things, in terms of your car rides, in terms of house markets, obviously finance as well. There's all kinds of different indicators that can be used to give you forms of data and information. It just tells you what's happening in the moment of a certain thing. So you can go on Google and you can do technically analysis based off what websites are doing what, in what situation, in what country, at what time frame. It's mad when you think about it in terms of how companies will find out how busy, certain things are with certain. It's mad. It's mad when you think about it. But most of it is done in the financial market. in terms of the indicators and how it's all worked. But in terms of the phrase and the terminology, you want to try and get deep information. The more information you've got without the lag of lagging data, the better you'll do.